Well, everybody, this is Don with the Vlog of Many Things, our Tuesday chit chat, lunch chat with Tom, Eric, and Steve. They're all muted.
I got
Are you
Matt
muted?
again.
No, we are not.
Okay.
We're not.
So,
Muted.
not right now, we're not. So, basically, today's just our little lunch chat, gib gab, and all that. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to give kind of a few updates. Yeah, so why don't you just get right
Why don't
to
we
it?
start with you, Mr. Horse?
Oh, I'm fine. Actually, Glenn is the one I was going to start with. Glenn Hallstrom's been kind of like out of the loop. Is everybody connected here on our channels?
I apparently never connected my channel, so hold
Oh,
on.
connect your channel, Eric. Jefferson Stars, your trooper. How you doing? Um, Basically, Glenn. For those of you who don't know, Glenn Hallstrom, our normal Tuesday and Thursday and Friday chat guy,
Give his
talk
handle,
guy.
too, so people might know him
Yes.
by the handle.
The great, or he's the old man Grognard.
Right.
So
One of the
basically,
co-hosts
yeah.
on Thacko's Hammer.
Yeah, Thacko's Hammer. Yeah. Glenn basically had some issues medically. He ended up finding out he had a brain tumor. And nothing is being talked here that he's not open and honest about.
Right.
He's
Glenn,
Yep.
you can catch Glenn's information on his own Facebook feed.
Yes. So basically, Glenn had brain surgery a few days ago, is doing very well. And that's what we want to update people that he's doing very well. I talked to Glenn on the phone briefly like a day and a half ago, a couple of days ago. He's cheerful, spirit wise, making jokes. I made a joke about he needs to put bolts in his neck now, and he laughed about that. So he's getting it. He's understanding it. His brain surgery, I guess, is going to help him also with his speaking and remembering things and all of that. So good for Glenn. Glad Glenn is up and running alive.
Right.
So that's kind of the update on Glenn. Anyone? Any updates? Anything?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna.
Sure.
Yep, for folks that catch this. So the open table should be starting next week. My son came in yesterday because my son was going back with my niece to Tennessee for the week. Then they come back on the weekend, and I got a lot of moving pieces and doctor's appointments. So we're gonna start the recruiting for the open table, or probably over the weekend.
What is the open table, Eric?
Well, the open table is basically people have been comparing it to West Marches, but I think West Marches is a bit too restrictive for what I have planned to do. But it's going to be a more or less weekly sign up, random time, random day as things progress. I'm aiming for about 3 times a month because I figure there's going to be probably one a week a month where my schedule doesn't allow for it. But it's going to be an ongoing campaign. So what the group does, what the 6 players do one week will affect what the next 6.
So it's an online game. It's not like
online.
a show or anything like that.
No.
Oh, nice.
Nothing broadcast. Nothing like that. Just going to be a bunch of fun. 3-hour slots. So we if you follow this channel, 10 Cars Tavern, look in the posting section. There'll be information about it, and I'll include it there. But that's probably 3 hours a week. So I am jiggering my schedule. So with Glenn out of commission, I am going to be putting the Friday live streams on hiatus. Maybe long term. But something's got to give, and what's probably going to be put on hiatus is also my appearances on Tuesday afternoons, or they'll be much more random than they currently are. Because I know the next 2 weeks I have doctor's appointments, and
this is kind of a really weird time, anyways, for a lot of people. Sometimes I don't even show up for it, so it's all appointment based. I mean,
and but like I said, I enjoy doing live streams, but I also enjoy running games. Something had to give, or I could just do regular content, and I can't do that because I have all the regular content I want to get to. But even that's probably going to get cut down to about 5 days a week as opposed to 7. Again, the reality is, and I said this even earlier in the year, the pacing of 7 videos a week probably won't last forever. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be Wednesdays and Saturdays will probably be the day out regular long.
Eric Tenkar is actually taking a day off or 2 days off from
Well,
live.
but I'm
What
also
is
I'm
going
doing
on here?
live streams on those days, so it's really a day off. But
Jeez,
you
this is like
know,
major news, man.
it's jiggering the schedule. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Yeah, late lunch break, just something fun. This is the whole purpose of it. It's not really anything. It's just more just chit chat, engaging with the chat. Any ideas on how to make the show better or our shows better? Because everybody has different things they run online. But so you're going to be doing basically a game, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be broadcast.
Not gonna be broadcast. It's gonna be using Discord for the voice chat.
Yep.
It's gonna be using Roll20 for the game board. It's gonna be BX rules again. There's details in the post section of the tavern, my channel. Just scroll back. You can see a lot of updates about Glen too. Glen had an update today of him looking for the camera.
Boy, I tell you what, he has quite the scar there. You know what I mean?
He does, but he has more hair than I expected. So I thought he shaved it around. You know, I was expecting to see like, all right, Glenn, you're gonna do that marine look. We'll just have to balance it out on both sides.
That's right.
But no, they did a pretty good job in leaving his hair where it belongs.
Well, I'm glad to see him. You know, I was worried about the guy for a little while. I mean, it was very sudden with Glenn. I mean, it was literally like one day he was doing a live with us, and I noticed though in the last couple of weeks, I said this to Glenn, is if you watch the live streams that we recorded, he actually had kind of a weird change in the way he get frustrated trying to remember things.
Yep.
He would have trouble pronouncing things. So it was obvious now that we know that something was leading up. And I'm glad they caught it now, because I guess he said it was a golf ball sized tumor.
Yep.
So that could be worse. Could have been much bigger. And he did announce publicly it is cancer. So he's gonna be fighting that battle, but he's got a lot of people to support him online.
He does. And we are. I got to reach out to Glenn, see if we should be doing a GoFundMe for him.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, most of these expenses are going to be covered by, I would assume, Medicare at his age. However, there are incidental expenses that go along with having cancer, chemo, radiation, things like transportation, just pure ass boredom. So we are jiggering things, but we're going to reach out to Glenn, see if there's anything that he wants us to set up. You'll hear about it from us. Me, Don, Tom. We'll
blah 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 blah. We like to.
Yeah, we like to.
So Tom, any updates with you channel wise? Anything or?
Well, there's going to be some changes coming. We've been hosting a toddler for 2 years, and it's a weird case. There's about to be a judicial review on Friday, and things are going to change. She's going to go back to other family at this point, and so I'll be getting a job somewhere doing something. No longer doing all the baking of bread and cleaning the house and taking care of the kiddo. But gaming wise, I just got, it's a new miniature that I'm like, I got to burn to paint this. It's Stephen Hawking in a motorized chair.
Oh my God.
With like miniguns, robotic miniguns, and it's from Zombie Side, and I was like, it's obviously Stephen Hawking. They call it Dr. Falconer because they couldn't call it Stephen Hawking. But I was like, I gotta have that. I gotta add it to my collection. So that's my latest thing and I figure with the toddler gone, I'll probably do some more painting.
Have you ever thought about having make your channel have a weekly show where you showcase you painting the mini, like the camera on your mini and talking about it?
I haven't been regular enough. I mean, my New Year's resolution was to paint minis, and that went good for about 3 weeks. And then the resolution shit the bed, basically, if I can say that. Are we going to be monetized? I'm sorry,
We're not monetized to begin with, so we're good.
but
I think you can say shit without demonetizing you. I think it's more the core 4, that they worry about.
And even those, the longer you go into the live stream, the better off you are.
Yeah, Chad, how you doing? So that's what I think, Tom. I mean, in all honesty, you're good at painting. You're a talented mini painter. You've got already a base subscriber group. People know you in the community, and I think that if you did and you don't have to make it all your content, but like one show per week where it's you painting your minis, I think that would be like something people look forward to, because it's sort of like with Eric, and I think Eric's finding this, and Eric has found this, is when people know that you're going to be there Wednesday nights, like they know, I know Wednesday nights, Eric and company are going to be up. Thursdays, people know the vlog and many things. Like even now, although we don't have a ton of people, we do have people coming in on a weird time, Tuesday, 1 p.m. That's unannounced, unadvertised. And I just think that you doing that would be something really cool, because again, I love your mini painting.
It's something to look at, but I'm actually exploring something else with AI. I know there are people out there that get AI to write a whole book for them, and then they put their name on it.
That's a heartless thing to say.
I could name some names, but no,
meow.
I was actually asking AI about in Star Frontiers, one of the alien races kind of resembles a praying mantis.
Yeah.
And so I've been looking for just a praying mantis filter. So, if I was playing a game and I was playing a Versk, I would use the filter and, maybe get a voice changer. So I had a little more electronic voice, because the Versk talks through a polyvox. So I was asking, Gemini AI about this. And I was like, oh yeah, you can use this program and do it this way, or you could do it this way. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to explore that stuff and see if I can't set this up to do a Star Frontiers video, maybe as a Versk, or even just having, for playing a game online where I could be my character and, not look human. I thought that would just be cool, an immersive experience. So that's something I'm exploring right now through the help of AI, a positive use of AI, I would say.
Yeah. Real quick, Matt Sherman says they just got Rob Conley's latest Kickstarter delivered. It's an awesome book. The art and maps are fantastic. Rob is an awesome map maker, OSR style maps.
Yeah.
Oh
Love Rob stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's a good idea. I think that basically getting into it like that, Tom, would be a positive. Anything to help grow the channel. I mean, heck, we could even on the vlog and many things do like a little showcase, like this is what Tom painted this week, and just kind of show the blow up of the image and everything. Just anything to help.
Well, I forgot. I have an announcement to make. Now I'm working. I'm assuming what I was emailed was accurate, but if it is, according to Ken Whitman, I will actually. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, so hold on a second. Eric, you won in Kentucky. The court ruled it does not have personal jurisdiction over you. I accept that ruling. I want to be clear about where things stand going forward. And then there's a whole bunch of other unrelated stuff. But yeah.
Congrats.
So, if folks were wondering, now I'm still waiting for the court to update its webpage. We'll see when that happens. But,
Well, there's a lesson to learn here real quick, and that's that Alma touch it, is when you're going to court and you're doing anything legal, do not rely on AI to be your attorney.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Yep.
Well, when I heard he was representing himself pro se, it brings to mind that quote, was it from Jefferson, that the man who represents himself in court has a fool for a client.
Yeah.
Right. Well, but listen, I went pro se also.
But you had direction.
I had direction, but and honestly, you know what? AI is a tool. Okay. If you expect AI to do your work for you, you're probably going to be let down. Now, I've talked about this on my channel. Um, do I have AI buff out my scripts? Yes,
Why not?
because they need to be sharp. They need to have a hook. They need to have
Yep.
retention, and my ideas are good, but my presentation is, not optimized. And in the case of YouTube, I hate to call it a game, but there's an algorithm game that you have to play.
Yep.
I've had people go. Most people are fine with my thumbnails. Actually, the vast majority like them, but there are a handful of like, I'd rather stick figures. Well, you know what? If I did stick figures,
Yep.
you wouldn't be looking at my channel.
Yeah.
That's the hard and obvious truth, and I don't know if people understand that. I understand the apprehension with AI.
Oh yeah.
I understand
Absolutely.
it, but the apprehension is from those that think it's replacing people. I don't use it to replace, but I certainly do it to enhance. Oh, I guess I could be like the cyborg YouTuber. Maybe
10 Cars Tavern.
bah, 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 terminate. I could be a Borg.
So basically, there's a lot going on behind the scenes and everything.
Yeah.
And Eric, real quick, Eric made a suggestion earlier. Me and Eric were talking about, of all things, day planners.
Yep.
And Eric showed me a day planner that he purchased, and I was like, well, hey, here's one that I use because I make my own. And Eric had a good idea, because I make a lot of like day planners and planners for vloggers, and I make a lot of homemade stuff like that. On the new Wizard Tower game site, there's going to be like a download thing where you can download them and like buy one cheap for like $2.99, have access to them all. Eric had that idea, and I'm going to do that. Thank you, Eric. Much appreciated.
And have it set up that, hey, this one's formatted maybe for encounters that has extra. Maybe this one's for magic item generation. I mean, you can. The potential is endless for the referee or the judge.
Well, almost said Ken. Tom and me were talking about a character generation thing, and then what's his name? Online, the guy from New Zealand, the attorney.
Oh, Kim
Winston made a cool character generator, but me and Tom were talking about it, and I think Tom had some good ideas about making it like where people can choose like the game type, the game system, and all of that, and make those generators for people. But that's just the whole idea of I want to make things more interactive, if you will. Excuse me.
Definitely. No, that's
Yep.
Listen, I think the OSR thrives on tools.
Yes.
I had somebody make a request about, can I do a video on how to use AI in game prep?
Yeah.
And sure, I could, and I probably will at some point, and I'm sure there will some people that come out with tar and feather when I do.
Oh yeah.
But the reality is, and I'm going to quote Rob Conley here, that AI, when it's used that way, is nothing more than an enhanced random variable generator. Okay. Again, I mean, that's you use it for what it is strong at. Don't try to force it to be what it isn't.
Well, it's kind of. I mean, I'm going to ask a question to Steve here in a moment, but it's kind of hypocritical for someone to go, okay, I'm going to pick on something I'm not going to pick on Kim. Let's say I'm going to use Don and Tom's character generator for my table. But then you're going to gripe and complain if Tom uses AI for a character generator or I use it. It's kind of like they're kind of the same thing. You know what I mean?
I routinely take what I've written for an adventure, copy and then paste it into AI and say, critique my adventure. And it will tell me what's good. It will say this needs to be tightened up and maybe tied back into this other thing. And that's a good idea. And, so I don't have time necessarily to go, hey, Don, critique this adventure for me. You're busy. Eric's busy. So I
Use
just get
AI.
AI to do it, and it has good ideas that way, but it's critiquing, and it's like, oh yeah, this is really strong, and this plays to your strengths because it remembers other stuff, other conversations we've had, and
Yeah.
it'll reference those, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, I did do that before.
AI does not forget.
Yeah.
So real quick, Steve.
All the time, it's I have a critique my work, and I don't see a problem with that.
Well, we kind of like been bouncing around here, but real quick, I'm gonna do this comment. Then I got a question for Steve. Is Chad says I've had fun writing lyrics and using Suno to put them to music. There are songs that are just fun flavor to add to my 1970s conspiracy game. I wouldn't want to sell those songs for money though. Yeah, I mean it's you don't have to use it commercially. I think personally and non-commercially, AI is an awesome thing to use, and I actually encourage people to engage with it, in a non-commercial way. But real quick, Steve, we're kind of chatting about us. What's going on? Anything hip with you happening or updates or?
Oh, looks like it dropped me out. Oh, there I am.
No, you're in. You're still in.
You're here.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, it went black there for a second. No, the things I got on my schedule right now primarily is I shipped you my The Man Who Reached for God. That's done.
Yep.
I'm now crawling through my Vessels of Power trilogy. I'm done with book 1, which is Rowan. I'm into book 2, which is Shards, and then after that one, I'll go into book 3.
What is the series about? This 3-book series you're doing?
What it is it's a story about a kid named Clarence, who's this nerdy Midwest farm kid who gets kind of kidnapped from Earth and brought over to this world that looks like a fantasy world. And he originally is brought there to be a friend of the character named Rowan, but shortly after he gets there, they start getting attacked by all of these kind of fantasy beasts. I mean, they got their version of goblins and dire wolves and trolls, ogres, all that kind of stuff. So it looks like a fantasy world, but the longer he's there, he starts realizing this looks like fantasy, but it's not really fantasy. But despite all that, we've got this crazy dude over here named King Khan who's trying to wipe the planet clean. So we've got to figure out how to beat him. So it's kind of this high power isekai adventure with a science twist on one side and a fantasy twist on the other.
Yeah, it kind of meets in the middle there.
Yeah, and then of course you got, it's all done in first person. So you got Clarence narrating this whole thing with his little snarky, nerdy kind of Midwest commentary. And
you wrote it in first person?
Yeah, my nephew was the one that actually started the whole thing, because he asked me, Uncle Steve, how do you write in first person? What's the way to do it? So I start, because I'm thinking to myself, I need to write something out rather than trying to explain it to him, show him how this actually works. And I start writing out this example and gave it to him what I had. And he saw, okay, I can work with that. And I started looking at that idea and thought, I could run with this. And pretty soon I've got a 3-book trilogy out of the whole deal. And it's so much fun.
Good deal.
Because the races that they have in there are humans, elves, dwarves, and beastkin. And the beastkin are like all these different animals that kind of work under like 8 different clans.
That's you. You like to put your animal mixes in there. You do that with a lot of your books. So
yes, I love my animals.
Yeah. So other than that, so we got the Eric update, we got the Tom update, we got the Steve update, and got the Glen updates and everything. So that's good. I mean, the thing is the whole purpose of this show is just kind of like Tuesday chat. I don't know how long it lasts. Sometimes it lasts an hour, hour and a half. Sometimes it lasts 20 minutes. I mean, we've had them pretty short before, but
yeah.
But other than that, I mean, so anything else happening in our lives? Anything?
Listen, my son flew in last night, flew out this morning with my niece. So my niece is going to be in Tennessee for a couple of days.
Nice.
So good to see my son. Hadn't seen him in about a year.
Nice.
Always good. And it's nice. It's nice to see the young man has grown into somebody who can take hugs from my parents now.
Nice.
He's like he doesn't like cringe. He kind of leans in, and then acts crotchety about it.
So how's your mom and dad doing, Eric?
They're doing good.
Good.
No
Good. We don't
complaints.
ask about them.
Yeah, my father still goes out metal detecting about once a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So just goes out metal detects.
Beach hunting, as they listen.
Oh,
It's like when you get gold fever, you get gold
yeah,
fever.
they do that in England along the Thames. They search. They have a specific name for it, but they find stuff like from ships from like the 1700s
Oh
just
yeah.
laying on beach and everything. Crazy stuff.
Oh,
So so
but
good.
Here in Maine, you look for old cellar holes where it was an old house from the
Oh,
1700s. It's gone, but there's a hole in the ground where the cellar was, and you want to metal detect around that. Look
oh,
for
I bet you
coins.
find all kinds of interesting stuff in there, coins and shoe buckles and all kinds of cool stuff. So
I'm going to follow up on JNZ's reference to AI. It's a great tool to bounce ideas off of because it helps you find what you already brought up, or mass together ideas and explore topics in depth. Well, little tweak is that if you have something in PDF format, and like say you're working on a project and it's got a certain rule set, and you want it to proof you because your knowledge. I'll tell you right now, something like Gemini or ChatGPT has a pretty good understanding usually of the various rule sets. But if you upload a rule set to it, and if you're gonna do it, you got to do it. If it's Gemini, you got to do it usually within like a gem, or if you're doing it in ChatGPT, I guess it's within a folder. That's where the memory is kept. But if you upload it, then anything you're working on in that folder or that gem will reference the actual PDF, and you're gonna not get those hallucinations that people talk about.
Yeah.
Because I've had it where I've thrown in so I'm working on a script, I throw my stuff in and get something back out. I went,
where'd you get that from?
I go, yeah. Fighters don't have DC. I go, I know. Now I'm going myself. I never mentioned hit dice, but it added that in the script. And it's like, fighters don't have D6 hit dice. Fighters and clerics don't have the same D6 hit dice. Fighters have a D8. And I went, I go, I wonder if I can upload a PDF and fix that. And it was like, well,
you can just that fixes it then.
Yeah, that fixed it. Then it goes,
oh, nice.
Well, I won't hallucinate in this one anymore. I was like, oh, thank God. Because
that's actually a real valuable tool, though.
It's a valuable tool because it allows. Listen, I can't edit myself. Okay, like Tom was saying, and again, I am not going to be able to professionally play the YouTube game that channels with 100,000 subscribers on with staff that does the video editing. I can't compete with that. I don't have those resources. However, I can use my time better if I can use an AI and turn my notes and my outline into a usable script. Now, do I have to go back and often tweak stuff because I don't like the sound of it? Yeah. But I got news for you too. The more you use it, it learns you. Mm-hmm. So if you start changing stuff around but you have to upload your final script. If you change it around in Word and you don't upload it, it'll never know. But if you change, if you fix it,
Notebook LM,
it'll realize it.
I'm writing that down. That Notebook LM. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, and then you can actually get Notebook LM and Gemini to work together.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I was watching a video on that, and then I got distracted because.
So, real quick question: it says try Notebook LM, which is another Google product. Now, if it's a Google product, why is it kind of like iffy on Gemini?
It's not iffy on Gemini, but you can directly connect them to work together.
So what is Notebook LM specifically? I don't know what it is.
Notebook LM, from what I understand, is less creative, more research.
Oh,
so if you're doing the research side, you want to do Notebook LM. But if you're looking for more creativity side, I don't think Notebook LM will do video art or stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Whereas,
let me ask a clarifying question then, for my mind. So I've got like 70, 80 fan magazines from 3 different fan magazines dedicated to Star Frontiers.
Okay.
I've got all the old rule books in PDF and all the adventure modules in PDF. So if I uploaded all of this stuff to Notebook LM, it would then pull an access from all of that content.
I can only speak for Gemini, but yes. But what I would suggest that you do, if you're going to be doing something that's just for Star Frontiers, start a gem, which is like a folder, just for Star Frontiers. Now, you got 2 ways you can do it. You can upload the stuff, or you can put it into a Google Drive folder, and you can tell it, hey, whenever I'm working on a new project for Star Frontiers, check this folder and see if I'm duplicating anything that I've already done.
Oh, really?
And it'll go through, and so I can upload my old scripts, which I have to do. I can upload my whole scripts. I already have it set to ask, do you want me to check? But I haven't uploaded the scripts yet. So this way, I don't find it's like, oh, that's that's kind of close to what I've already done. Oh crap! All right,
Nice.
I mean, because honestly, you get to the point where you've been doing this for so long,
start repeating yourself.
A few times, yeah.
So this is a good way. So just again, it's a tool. It's an organization tool. It keeps you honest.
I've published somewhere around 150 articles for Star Frontiers. So there are times where I'm like, I think I already wrote this. You start writing something, and I'm like, oh no, I already did that.
Your Notebook LM is based on your own data set only. Okay, no reference to outside content. Okay.
Well, here's something. Since you guys are talking about that, something I like to use GPT for is as I'm either writing or I'm editing, I will take part of I'll take a section that I've just gone through and written or edited, and I'll just throw it in there and just kind of see what it says, what it picks up on, what it doesn't. Sometimes it'll come back and go, you got a plot hole here. Oops. Okay. Let me go fix that. Where's that at?
And it's good at evaluating that stuff. And honestly, if I was a writer, I would use that. And before I sent it to my editor, I'd want to fix enough that my editor wasn't going to be going,
oh, it's going to have a stroke trying to read it.
Yeah. I'm going to pull my hair. JND, be good. Thank you, sir. Or last lady.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it is. So again, AI, if you learn how to use it and
use it correctly.
And I guess I'm gonna say a term here that might be a little controversial, but if you embrace it properly, I think it could be a really positive thing and help you. I mean, it sounds like, I by far am not using it properly. I dig into it a little bit here and there, just curious, but I think really,
yeah, if you use it as a tool, but not as a replacement for your own creativity, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I had on my latest edit, I had one section I was going through, and GPT threw a couple ideas at me. And I looked at that and I said, I really could flesh that out. And it wasn't like he told me, or it told me exactly what I needed to write. It was, if you added possibly this and here, it would pick it up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go put that in my own words because it's right. I should flesh that out.
Yeah. It's good at picking that stuff up.
Yes.
And I will say this. If you find yourself doing a certain routine and you're always like ChatGPT, I was always going through a certain process of asking for this, asking for that, and then finally it said, it says to me, you know what? Would you like me to give you the scripted commands so you don't have to repeat saying this to me all the time?
Nice.
Sure. And it streamlined the process to a lot of yes, no, and multiple choice stuff.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, well, that's a lot easier to just copy and paste that.
Yeah. And one other good thing I found that is useful for is sometimes, like if you're getting stuck on an idea, throw it at GPT and say, hey, this is what I've got. I'm not sure where to go. What do you think? And sometimes it'll throw some turd balls at you, and sometimes it'll throw some gems. I mean, it's given me some ideas like, I never even thought of that. Let me explore that and see what I can come up with that, and ended up with a pretty decent result out of it.
It can be very good for brainstorming as a brainstorming tool.
Yeah.
My God, but that's the fact that it's a random. It's It's a random table taken to the power of 12. You know, it's
Yeah, exactly.
it's like the power of super random. That's like,
Woo!
okay,
Oh
wow.
yeah, I think it's a great tool. I think that really, I think when you look at AI, I think you have to look at it more of there is the image-based AI, then there's the information-based AI.
Mhm.
And the image-based AI is controversial, of course, but I think the content, text-based AI is more and more getting better and more clean, if you will.
Right.
Because now what's happening is people are putting so much content into it, and it's learning from people's content.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the Star Frontier stuff that Tom's put in there, it's using that as a basis.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat.
It'll get there. But like I said, if you
It mixes a lot of 5e D20 crap in, and I'll be like, "Where'd you get that from?" And
it's like, oh, I was trying to help.
But that's just it. I mean, it's learning from other people who love 5e and who play 5e.
Yeah.
So
it really defaults to D20 and 5e rule sets quite a bit.
Right, but if you upload the Star Frontier rules, I would expect that but again, if you're using ChatGPT, use a folder, or if you're using Gemini, use a gem, and it will remember that long conversation. Even like, all right, this is the 17th thing I'm doing on Star. It'll remember all that stuff has been done.
So first of all, a gem is a folder in
It's basically a folder.
Yeah.
It operates similarly to a folder.
So you can actually instruct it, and I know this is just something to clarify. You can actually instruct Gemini to utilize that folder, if you will, as an information database to make sure you're not repeating content and such. That's actually really good.
Yeah, it's very useful.
Yeah, on ChatGPT, you'd have to put it all in the same folder.
Yeah.
Then it gets like, can get the organizational aspect at some point. They have. I don't think that they've really, any of the AI companies that are in a leadership position have really put any effort or real effort into what's the best way to organize this. Maybe mine nodes or something like that coming up, but they haven't gotten there yet.
Let me bounce this question to you then. So, in Star Frontiers, there are levels of canonicity. You've got like the published rules, published modules. We kind of consider that canon. And you have the magazine articles from TSR, the Dragon magazine articles, Polyhedron magazine articles, and so on. And so that's optional material. And then you've got all this fan content in the fan magazines. Yeah. And so I have levels of canonicity. If I like it in fan canon, then it's canon for me. But, I don't always treat, because you'll have two different people wrote a planetary brief on the same planet, and they differ, obviously. And so I'll pick so, can you instruct it to be like, all right, this is primary, and then we add.
I would say, again, we'll use Gemini. So you're in your Star Frontiers gem. You're going to say, everything you're going to upload, you're going to put all these little files ready to upload, and then say, put all the attached, or label all the attached as canon. And then, the next batch is going to be fan-based. The next batch is going to be pure shit, whatever. And then you can say, well, listen, I want to brainstorm, but only access canon as we do our brainstorming about a new planet. And then it will only probably hit that.
That's interesting.
Should work. I'm not an expert at this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
right.
I mean,
I'm only a user.
Yeah. I mean, good stuff. I mean, learn stuff new every day. Like, I'm going to go ahead and notebook LM. I'm going to research this. But other than that, how's that? Everyone got anything else, or?
No, I think we may have covered.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're at 40 minutes, so I think we're going to wrap this up. I mean, just kind of a little lunchtime, little jibber jabber. I think we've done our gibber and jabber.
I got some homework to go do.
Yes,
There you go.
yes, we've got homework to do. So
We'll be looking for a report from you.
yeah, we're gonna be looking what maybe doing mini videos gonna happening here.
We shall see. We shall see.
Tom,
What?
mini videos?
I don't have any videos coming up. We got to get through this judicial review.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you're a little busy on the toddler side. So all right.
You know, and Tammy's
Life.
going to be a little upset, and
Yep, life happens. Got to deal with it.
And a little sad. So
Oh yeah.
I got to be the supportive husband. And
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming on today. I mean, RPG Grandma, thank you. Chad, thank you. JN, we've had a full, we've had Matt Sherman in here, Chad, Valamir Cleaver, Taller Halfling, Jefferson Starship, a whole bunch of people in here today. So thanks for coming on, guys. Tom, Eric, Steve, thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be here Wednesdays. Our Eric's live at 8:00 with
Bad
Mike and Jim Kitchen. Thursday is the vlog of many things. No more Fridays for Eric as far as the one show.
Yep.
But,
as far as either show.
Yep. But
Fridays
Glenn,
are going to be.
Yep. But Glenn's doing well, thank God.
Yes.
Thankfully. And also Chad got a little bit out of the show today. Appreciate the word about creating gems. I think it'll help.
Yeah, cool.
We help you. We're information. We're
informational apprentices.
That's right. So guys, thank you again. And we will see you next week. Talk to you later.
Adios.